So if you're a clothing seller on eBay or someone that's looking to start selling more clothes online, I recently just ran across a resource that I think you're gonna find extremely helpful. Just today, this resource actually helped me find a couple things over at the thrift store that should make me a really good profit. So right now I'm gonna show you some footage of a thrift store that we went to this morning. I'm just gonna show you a couple clips of some stuff that we were looking through, and then we'll come back here and I'll show you the items that I was able to find because of this resource that I want to talk to you about and how much potential profit there is in these items. So the first section I went to in this thrift store was the clothing aisle. There's a big reason why, and it has almost everything to do with what I want to talk to you about today. But here I'm just looking for specific brands of jeans. As you can see here, most of these are all Levi's and just generic brands. Some Arizona, those are no good. Again, Levi's, Kirkland, which I think is like a Costco brand or something. Some more Levi's. That's all I'm finding here is just a bunch of Levi's, some Lees. Now I know that some of the vintage Levi's can go for some really good money. We've actually sold some in the past for I think like $40 or $50, but I'm still not too familiar with what I should be looking for, so that's something I have to get better at. But there's some more here that I'm looking at. I found a few of these Lucky brand, which I did look up and they're not really worth buying. So if you do see those, just go ahead and pass on those. But here's a bunch of no brand kind of jeans. So I spent about 5 or 10 minutes in this section here. And then there's a reason why I'm looking through these boots here. So I'm looking for a specific brand. This one is not it. I do find it one section over, so I'm going to show you what that is here in a second. I just took a peek down these other aisles here to make sure there was none of these other boots that I was looking for. All the rest are just sneakers and shoes. Nothing worth really picking up here, and also they're really overpriced here on the shoes, so I don't really bother looking too much for shoes at Savers. And then I started looking at the outerwear, just looking for some good brands on these jackets here. There's an LRG, LL Bean. Those are, I mean, there's some that could sell for good money, but most of them don't sell for too much, so I don't really pick up too much LL Bean unless it's like vintage. There's some military stuff there, which I will pick up certain military clothes. We do live near an army base, so we do come across a lot of it. Hard edge, that looked like some good material. I looked it up, there was nothing there, so I just decided to pass on it. Michael Kors jacket back there. This one's just a no brand jacket. And right here are the boots that I was looking for. I actually found them here. These are called Tony Llamas. Now, if you're not too familiar with this brand, there is a factory outlet here in Texas. And if you look up comps on those boots, they do sell for a really high price. So I did look up the comps on those ones that I found. Those right there were just generic. Those weren't anything good. Some more polo and some more work boots there. And then I just took a peek at these to see if there were any brands that I recognized. Nothing special there on the boots. Again, those are the US Polo ones. But looking at the Tony Llama boots, they want $49.99 for these. And here are some comps. They do sell for pretty high for the right pair. And if you look inside, it shows you the model number. You can just go ahead and type in that style number there and you can find the comps on eBay. For the right price, these are worth picking up, but not at $49.99. So here are some things that my wife found. She really likes looking at plush. So we did end up picking up a few of those. I found the Donald Trump shirt. I decided to look it up. Those only sell for like $14. So I decided to put that one back. I was just kind of curious on what they sell for. I found the Ariat. I know these have some really good sell-through rates. I think those were selling for about $20 to $25. There's a Brooks and Dunn. This one was also selling for about $20 to $25. But for $12.99, it's definitely not a good buy at that price. Pretty cool looking shirt though, but not worth picking up. I'm giving you a little peek here at what I found. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here because I want to show you back when we get home exactly what I picked up. And then I found these right here. At first I couldn't find a brand on them, but they look pretty interesting. They're like jean overalls and stuff like this. That's kind of unique. I know they can sell for a pretty good price. They wanted, it looks like $11.49 for these. After digging around, I did find a brand on these. It looks like the brand was Sokodu or Nokodu, something like that. I did look it up. They don't sell for a good price at all, and the price that they wanted was just way too expensive at $17.49 actually. So way overpriced on that pair of jeans. And then we passed by the toy aisle. Honestly, I don't spend too much time here. Maybe I should get a little more educated on the toys, but I just usually pass through there. I take a peek in there. I also look for board games that are sealed up. I don't bother too much with the open ones, but anything that's sealed, I'll usually look up, scan the barcode, and see if it's worth picking up. You can't go wrong with new, especially at the right price. But that one's $8.49, and the sales price was not good on that on eBay. One thing I've been seeing a lot of on other people's channels is like quilts and custom made stuff like that that does sell for really high. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Anything that's like custom knitted or quilts with unique patterns and stuff like that. There wasn't anything here, but that's something I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for the future. Now, before we jump into the things that we did find over at the thrift store, I want to show you a couple sales that are heading out today. And honestly, there's not much at all. And that's largely our fault because we haven't been listing too much at all. We haven't been out thrifting. And part of that reason is because this car right here actually broke down on us. I spent 2 or 3 days working on this thing right here on my back. I'm still sore from all the work that I had to do crunched underneath the car. So that's kind of the reason why we didn't go out thrifting and sourcing new items. And because of that, our sales have been really slow. But there is one item that I want to show you that did sell for some pretty good profit. So let me show you that first, and then we'll get into the items that we picked up over at Savers. So talking about Savers, we actually got this probably 5 or 6 months ago. I think, I don't know exactly how much we paid, but I want to say we paid somewhere around $15. We originally had it listed for about $120. We're currently running a 25% off sale in our store. So this sold for $88.49. This looks like it was brand new, like it was never taken out. Let me go ahead and unwrap this here. Try to do it with one hand. But this was, I'm not gonna take it all the way out. It has a certificate of authenticity. She does have an autograph on the back of her neck. I'm not gonna unwrap this all because we already got it ready to ship. So yeah, $88.49. plus shipping on this doll. And there's not too much more to show you. That was the best sale that we had in the last couple days. We did have a couple other things that are going out that are part of our store clean out that we're doing. We sold these 2 things on Mercari. Number 1 is that Leapfrog toy that sold for $5.70. And then we have the Thai Beanie Baby, the set of 2 right there, for $6 plus shipping. And then we have this Walkman that we sold over on eBay. We picked this up for $1 at a garage sale. It didn't really sell too good. We lowered the price a couple times and it ended up selling here. And then we had one Facebook Marketplace sale. We sold this purse locally here for $10. So there's nothing there that's too crazy, but something that is exciting are the things that we picked up today. So let me go ahead and show you what we found. So we picked up a total of 7 items. I'm gonna start with the smaller stuff real quick and show you like the plush that we found. And then I'm gonna get into the good stuff, the things that we were able to find with that tool that I'm gonna talk to you about. So number 1, honestly, we kind of picked this up for our kids. It's this Five Nights at Freddy's plush. I mean, if we did want to resell it, it goes for somewhere around like $15 to $17 plus shipping. So not too sure what we're gonna do with this one yet, but if we did want to resell it, that is an option. Number 2 is this Boba Fett plush. Here are the comps for this one. So this one should bring in a little bit of money as well. Now keep in mind, all this stuff is going to be extra after we sell these things right here that I want to show you. But here is a second plush that we found. And then we found this set. By the way, the prices on these, $3.49 for this plush. And then this one was $5.99. And then these right here were $5.49. These are like Southwest Airlines beanbag plush. These go for somewhere around like $10 a piece. So we should be able to get somewhere around $20 for these 2 plus shipping. And then my wife found an interesting item. Let me go ahead and show you this piece. So there are some comps for this one. I'll pop them up on the screen here. Some of these are not exact comps, but they are very similar. Let me see if I can get the right angle on this thing, so you can see exactly how this looks. There's the back side of it. And we paid $7.99. Now keep in mind, we did have a 20% off coupon. So I'll show you what we ended up paying for all this stuff. But this thing was pretty cool. She likes collecting and buying things like this. So this will sell, but it might take a little longer for this thing to move. Now here are the items that I'm excited about. Now I actually enjoy sourcing for clothing. I know it's not the most exciting for a lot of people, but that's the first section that I've been going to lately. Electronics, I know bring in some good profit, but honestly I'm not too excited to look for electronics. These things right here, I do really like looking through clothes, especially the more and more you learn about these type of things. And these kind of brands that I'm gonna show you, not a lot of people go towards these brands. So there's 3 pieces of clothing here that we found. And I think this should bring us well over $200 in sales off these 3 articles of clothing. So let me go ahead and show you what we picked up. So number 1, I think a lot of you guys are gonna be familiar with this brand. If you see this logo here, if not, you definitely need to start looking out for this logo. And this is actually the brand Cool. I've been selling a few articles of this clothing, especially shirts recently. This has the logo on the pocket. Now these are really unique. I'll show you why in a second. But these are called Cool Liberator convertibles, the stealth zip-off system version. And we paid $6.99 for these. But the reason why these are called convertibles is because clearly you can see these are pants. But if you look closely here, they have zippers here at the bottom. And then it has a zipper here around the knee area where you could actually unzip it and turn these into shorts. So from here up, they're shorts. If you want to keep them as pants, you keep them zipped up there. And then they actually have some zippers down there, some buttons, and these actually feel really high quality, really good material here. These are size 38 by 30, and it's 77% nylon, 23% cotton. So these pants right here, these alone are gonna make up for everything that we bought today. And this is not even probably the best piece of clothing that we got today. So that is item number 1. And looking on eBay here, these have a really good sell-through rate. You can see there's 406 for sale, $44, $29, $23. There's a $40 one. So it looks like an average sales price of somewhere between $30 and $35 on the ones that are for sale. If we go to sold, 357, so we have nearly 100% sell-through rate. Here are the ones that have sold. $40, best offer accepted, $38.97, $31.95, $27, $42, $44. So you can see the prices are very consistent, $30 to $40 on the sold price. And here's our listing here. So this is what it looks like when you detach the bottom and make it into shorts. I took a picture of that there. We went ahead and listed ours at $31.45. So we'll see how these end up selling at that price. Now these next 2 items, I would have never found these. I only found this because of what I'm going to share with you here in a second. But these jeans, let me know if you've ever heard of these. These are called Revtowns, and it's the specific model is called Sharp. So these actually just look like plain jeans. They don't look like anything too special, but these are selling for somewhere around $30 to $40. I'll show you the comps here on the screen. These are in really good condition. There's no rips, no tears, no stains. This is actually size 34 by 28s, and these cost us $6.99. These should bring in somewhere around $30, and they do have over a 100% sell-through rate. So I would have never found these. Luckily, I do have that resource available to me, so I was able to pick these up right here. But I think the ones that I'm most excited about are these right here. So let me move these out of the way. A lot of you guys might have heard of this brand. I think I've heard about it before, but I've never done too much research on it. These are called Jinko, I believe, J-N-C-O jeans. We ended up paying $5.49 for these pants. Now these are a big size. There's a tag right there. These are a size 40 by 32. There's a button on the front. But if I go ahead and take these out, it does have camo on the waistline there. It does have some embroidered patches here on the side. It says Jinko denim. And then on this side, on the back, it has some logos on the pockets there. Again, really good condition on these. There's no rips or stains. The bottom pant line is in really good condition. And I saw some exact comps of these pants going for $120 plus shipping on eBay. So I gotta jump in here real quick because there's some comps here that are actually a lot higher than I originally thought. There's a pair that's exactly the same, just a smaller size than the ones we picked up. These actually sold on November 10th for $174.99. The only difference is these actually had a rip in them. So ours are a little better quality and a little better condition than these. And looking at the for sale, there is one other one besides ours, at least for the keywords that I put in, $149.99 for the ones on the very right. Those are a size 29, again, a really small size. Ours are the ones next to it. We listed it a lot higher. We did free shipping only because ours is a bigger size, and I think that makes them a little more unique. Obviously, we'll probably get some offers a little lower, which I'll happily accept, but that's where we're currently at as far as the listing price. So these are like 90s hip-hop style pants that were really popular back then. So if you ever see this brand, Jenko, again, I might be pronouncing that wrong, but J-N-C-O jeans, definitely look them up, because not only do they go for some really good money, but they have a crazy sell-through rate as well. So these are our finds from our Savers trip this morning. I still can't believe I found these. A lot of people passed these up. There were a bunch of other resellers there, and I went straight to the clothing aisle, straight to the pants aisle, and I was able to pick all three of these up on one clothing rack. And again, the prices are not very expensive at all. We ended up paying $38.46 total for all this stuff after our 20% discount. Now I know you're probably wondering, what is this tool that I've been talking about? Let me go ahead and show you, because I want you guys to get this and start studying it like I am. So let me go ahead and break this thing down. So there's a YouTube channel that I recently ran across called Thrift a Life, and this guy just talks about clothing brands that you should be looking out for and what sells, what has good sell-through rates and stuff like that. And on his videos, he has something called a manifesto that he put together. It's hundreds of different clothing brands that you should be looking out for. Not only does he put the name of the brand, but he puts what articles of that brand. So for instance, if you put North Face, he lists from the highest to the lowest what to be looking out for. So like, let's say North Face sweaters sell for the most money and have the highest sell-through rate. Shirts are medium, pants are at the bottom, and then he breaks down how much they sell for, what the sell-through rate is, and then he just describes why you should be looking out for this brand. So you can pretty much get this document for whatever price you want to pay. He pretty much says to go ahead and download it, and depending on how much value you get from it, that's how much you should send over to him as a payment. Now for me, I was able to get these 3 pair of pants, or at least 2 of them, because I already knew about the brand Cool. But the other 2, Revtown and Jenko jeans, I wasn't too familiar with, so I would have never picked those up if it wasn't for this document. So I highly recommend that you guys head over to his channel, watch his videos, subscribe to his channel, let him know in the comments that Nomadic Flipper sent you over there to check it out. Obviously, I'm not getting anything for it, but just let him know that I sent you over there. Download it and start studying it, because it is gonna bring you in tons of profit. And if you're not currently selling clothing, this is, I think, a category that not a lot of people enjoy looking through. And for the people that do look through clothing, I think a lot of people go for the more popular stuff like Patagonia, North Face, Columbia, Carhartt, stuff like that. Even though that stuff does sell really well, there's a lot of unknown clothing brands like these that people would just pass by if they're not familiar with it. So you can get a step up above the competition by studying these brands. Don't get it wrong, I still have a long way to go, but I think by studying these brands, it's gonna put me a lot further and kind of start separating me from the competition as far as finding these high profit items. Now another category that has some really high profit items are shoes. If you want to check out a video that I did recently, I went to a garage sale and found these pair of shoes that ended up bringing over $100 in sales. So definitely check that out and start studying on these different brands.